needs to stop now. This is cancer. This is so much cancer that I can feel the tumors growing on my back.
Hey you guys, this is Erico and I am back again. Hope you guys are doing well. So this is going to be like an unpopular opinion because it's just been weighing on my heart. And talking about cultural appropriation in K-pop, as well as accusations of racism and just many different cases, I've matured a lot. I've gone through many different stages. It was one stage where I said I didn't like K-pop anymore. Then I kind of got more stable with myself and I started to like K-pop again. And I have a certain space where I'm comfortable with myself and liking K-pop, wherein there are a lot of people in my community who go through an inner struggle when it comes to K-pop, and it's like a love-hate relationship. The most recent thing with Crush that happened and just the accusations. But first, let's start with cultural appropriation with hairstyles and just fashion and the origin of hip-hop and how that became mainstream and worldwide. So this image was actually pioneered by my own community, and it started with many different Jewish execs just taking rappers out of the slums and the hoods and catapulting this genre of music that was considered gutter trash and bad for the youth into mainstream glory. And when they did that, it became worldwide. So it's no longer that it's just American people looking at hip-hop and all of that gangster goodness and that ghetto love. No, it's also Korean people as well. So many people around the world are inspired. That's the word. Inspired by this image. Now, there's this thing with my community where it's very much, if they see someone who has on a do-rag, that has on dreads, that tries to have an afro, it's you're making fun of us, you're stealing our culture. I have different views on this. So for many years, people have taken from my race and from my community. And with that comes this kind of nervousness of us always looking over our shoulder and thinking that everyone that tries to be inspired by our hairstyles and that kind of urban street way of dressing is taking from us. And especially because even in this day and age, there are actually still many different people that will take from my community and try to blatantly remarket it and rename it. And many people from my community and other peoples of color have to come out. And it's so tiring and say that we've been doing this the whole time. But when it comes to hairstyles for me, when I see someone that has cornrows in K-pop, I'm going to be honest with you, at my age now, I really don't think anything. Except for what is their adjacentness to blackness. Like, is this inspiration from somebody, from what they've seen? That's what I think. I don't automatically think like many people like, oh, they're making fun of us because they have on dreads or they're trying to have an afro. I think that they are associating rap with hip-hop culture and that overall urban way of looking as an association with blackness, which in its way can be problematic. Now, if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that because there's a lot of layers to that. However, I am not going to sit around anymore and lose sleep and be mad and outraged on Twitter or social media about a Korean person wearing an Afro-centric hairstyle. Now, if it's a negative caricature that they are putting on with this hairstyle, that's when we gonna have a problem. And yeah, we gonna set everything ablaze with that. Because I feel like you are making fun of me, you are making fun of my community, and there have been some instances where there has been a negative caricature attached to those hairstyles where apparently Korean people thought it was a joke, and it's not a joke. That's not funny. We as black people have been the butt of the joke for a while. There's still negative stereotypes associated with my skin color, and it's not something to be laughed at. And so that should be called out. But I am not going to turn my hair gray looking and pointing out every single person that's wearing dreadlocks or an afro. I'm not going to do it. And I honestly don't think that every single Korean artist that wears that means any harm by it. I do think that a lot of them are just inspired and they take it, and it's just like, it is what it is. Now, they want to come out and say, this is my inspiration. Whatever, it is what it is. You're not taking away from me and my blackness. We can also talk about that N-word that's been put in music, that there have been cases of Korean singers singing it along to the song. Baby, give me kitty kitty. Killer, West Side nigga. For most of these cases, they don't know what that means. And someone like, oh, they making fun of you. Like, there's this whole big thing. But I'm just gonna be 100% honest, and I'm just gonna put it all out there. There are a lot of people who are not black that use that word. Especially if they are from low-income slum areas and they're all mushed in there with black people and adjacent to blackness. They all use it. There's white people that use it. There's Hispanic people, Asian people. They all use that N-I-G-G-A word. For myself, I do not use that word around non-black people because I don't want to encourage people. But even with me putting in the effort, there's still music. There's still many other black people that use it just freely and out in the open, and it's encouraging people. So they can say, well, no, you can't use it because you're not black, which I don't disagree with. However, people are going to feel like you're dangling something in their face, like, oh, we can't be a part of it. And the European persuasion, they feel like they got to be a part of everything. So automatically it's like, well, I don't mean anything by it. Well, why can't I use the word? Well, nobody should be able to say it. There's this whole big debate with that. I feel like if that's going to stay inside of our race, we need to keep it exclusively inside of our race for our own people. No one else needs to hear that. No one else needs to be witness to it. Now, music is artistic expression. Say whatever you want in your music. But at the same time, you got to know the consequences for that as well, because you are going to get some non-black people that are going to sing that word if you put it in your lyrics, and that's just how it is. Once again, I am not losing sleep at night over this. I am just not going to do it. I'm going to sleep well at night. If you all want to be mad over all these cases, you surely can be. I'm not going to tell you how to feel. Now, the accusations of racism and discrimination, the most recent one was Crush. Lord have mercy, this was such a misunderstanding, and it was so sad, and I felt like my community dropped the ball with this one, and everyone jumped on something and attacked him without knowing the full story, without looking closely at all of the information that was brought out, and it made all of us look just real angry for no reason. And while I understand where the emotions are coming from and the whole background with that, other people from the outside looking in, we just look angry. That's all. There was proof that he actually had waved off other fans that were not black. I understand these two girls that came out and said what they said. However, I wish that before they had posted it, that they had really gone and looked at all of the information and evidence and seen, well, like maybe before I post this, let me go and see if there are other videos of him doing it to other people. Because they started a whole firestorm. And this singer, who I'm not even a big fan of, but I felt for him, I felt for the girls that were involved, the queens, I felt for my community, because everybody jumped in there because there's this nervousness and this belief deep down with black people that Korean people are racist. And many of us think that now there are problematic things that have happened in K-pop that's still happening. There are Korean people that are extremely racist toward black people. I'm not going to sit up here and downplay that because there is definitely truth to it. But we need to be careful to not be so super sensitive. We can be sensitive, we're human, but super sensitive to everything. And to be ready to attack everybody. Because we got issues in our own community. I mean, the energy they showed for Crush, my community need to be showing that same energy for Black Lives Matter, the organization that took all that money. I'm not talking about the movement. I'm talking about the organization that took everybody's money and did nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's where our energy need to be. But like everybody was attacking him, and I'm just like, I'm happy I stepped back and I looked at everything first. And then after that, like the evidence showing that it wasn't true didn't get nearly as many views. Nobody really addressed it. It's kind of just like, well, whatever, it is what it is. We gotta do better as a community. I'm not here for it. Once again, I'm not losing sleep at night over this. And I know some people might be like, oh, you're defending them, or oh, you're, this, that, or the other. No, I'm very much black. Believe me, I'm very much from my own community. I'm allied to other communities, but I'm very much for my own community. But I just think that we need to focus on more important issues. Even China with the whole idol and her hairpin and them trying to claim that. Like, really, China? Like, you really attacking this girl in an idol group just because of a hairpin when we all know that they've shared culture with each other? From the wars, from the invasion. Like, why is everyone acting brand new? Why is everybody acting like we can't share culture with each other? Like we can't intermingle? We gotta do better. We really do. We gotta do better. And I am not upholding racism against my people, cultural appropriation against my people, or any of that. I just think that there are actual cases that need to be addressed that are out there. And some of the cases that are brought up, I feel like are weak. They're very weak. And I'm like, you all wasting your energy. So this is a lot to think about. Put below how you feel. You don't have to agree with me. This is my opinion and I stand by my opinion. I don't care what anyone else has to say about it. I will always keep it real on how I feel about things. Follow me on social media, mostly my Instagram, my social blog, and East Asian pop culture. The link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real, and I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video.